Don't be fooled by the innocent-sounding name. That's the warning from some customers of Peter Rabbit Removals, who say all that Peter delivered were damaged goods and broken promises. So we tracked him down to get some answers.
He's an awful man and he runs a terrible business.
Peter Warren from Peter Rabbit Removals.
Sorry?
But he's been doing this for 38 years and every dog has its day.
Are you trying to run away from all your problems back down your little rabbit warren?
This is Peter Warren, a man who boasts over 4 decades in the removalist industry and a truckload of unhappy customers.
People should choose Peter Rabbit's Removals because we are there to make sure that you are satisfied and make sure everything goes to the plan of your move.
I would describe him as aggressive and a bit arrogant and forceful.
Very shady. He obviously has no pride in his business at all.
We've spoken to a lot of your customers. They say they claim that you've ripped them off.
He's an extremely obnoxious, arrogant person, and he uses the fact that he is a male to stand over women.
Vanessa Zarb and her 2 daughters, Olivia and Maddie, needed to move house late last year. They jumped online and came across Peter Rabbit Removals and its owner, Peter Warren.
Because we were downsizing, so there wasn't a lot for him to move, and he was prepared to store it for us for a week.
The quote of $264 was too good to pass up, but as it turns out, it was a classic case of getting what you paid for.
We saw the state of the furniture when it was being unloaded, and I voiced then how unhappy I was that the condition it was in, that it was absolutely appalling, and I wasn't prepared to pay.
11 out of the 12 items were damaged, including the washing machine, dresser, bookshelf and this hutch, given to Vanessa as a wedding present from her parents. She called Peter Warren to complain.
He told me that if I didn't pay on the day, he was going to drive off with my furniture in the truck, and I wouldn't see it.
The initial quote had somehow jumped to $440. Reluctantly, Vanessa paid, but now she's the one chasing Peter for the damage bill.
He owes me now $2,270. That's what I was awarded in damages.
Vanessa took Peter Rabbit Removals to Ipswich Court in August, where he was given 28 days to pay. The family then posted a review of his bad services online.
When we said that we were taking him to court, someone's comment to us was, he's probably been to court more times than you've had birthdays. And I've had a few birthdays.
And Peter arrived on the property and started harassing my parents for the move. So my dad called me in a panic.
Kate and Andrew Smith received a reasonable quote of $1,400 when they needed to move house 6 hours away.
They offered 3 men and a truck.
The couple was already at a new home in Roma, west of Brisbane, so left family to supervise the job. Despite an agreement to pay Peter Rabbit Removals cash on delivery, Peter Warren himself arrived at their old place demanding money up front.
He was not very happy. He yelled at me over the phone and, said that he should just put all my stuff back and not complete my job. He told me, that wasn't his business practice, that he would never have agreed to that. And I sent him the screenshots of the messages that I had with his other staff member and also the emails I had sent. I have the money. I'm ready to pay you. We agreed on this. Stop asking my parents for money. That's elder abuse. You need to stop.
On top of the verbal abuse, the large truck they'd booked had been swapped for a smaller one.
Because it meant that my dad, who's suffering from kidney cancer, lung cancer and thyroid cancer, had to pack a trailer on his own with all of those things in and drive them up to me.
And upon arrival at the destination, 2 men unloaded the truck, not the company's promised 3.
We are different from other removalists because we use 3 people, not 2 people. 3 guys is a lot quicker than 2 guys.
For some customers, delivering damaged items appears to be part of Peter Rabbit's service. The exterior of this box giving Andrew and Kate a hint of what might be inside. Smashed crockery and glassware, as well as scuffs to the dining chairs.
there was no ownership on their behalf for the breakages. They refused to cover any of the objects that we raised were in good condition before the move and are now broken.
We've spoken to a lot of your customers who have damaged furniture. We've seen the furniture and they say it's been damaged while it's been in your care. Is there anything you'd like to say to these customers?
Once things started to turn bad, he turned into a different person.
Janelle Fox-Cashin claims she saw the nasty side of Peter Warren when she asked for a $140 refund due to what she says was his own booking error. She arranged his largest truck to move her furniture at one location and her sister's belongings at the next, which was put in writing to Peter.
When they had started filling the truck up 3/4 of the way, I asked, "Are you going to fit in my sister's furniture to the back of that truck?"
The workers claimed that they hadn't been told there was a second job, telling Janelle this wasn't unusual.
He would always leave out details about the job, never let them know if there was a second job involved in that removal, that he was a bit dodgy, and that's their words.
The additional job added more time and an extra $140, which Janelle paid even though she felt Peter was to blame. She took her complaint to Queensland's Office of Fair Trading, but Peter refused to compensate her.
And I had the option of mediation and small claims court, which I still have the option of if I wanted to go down that avenue.
There's just so many people who have been through these type of things, and he is aware of it all and turns a blind eye to it.
Honestly, they probably shouldn't really be a business. He should maybe find something else to do with his time.
We filmed Peter Warren working out of this dusty paddock, which he calls his depot, at Redbank Plains, southwest of Brisbane. When we confronted him about his customers' claims at the local shops, he tried to scurry away.
I don't own the business, I'm sorry.
That's where the tale of this Peter Rabbit takes a different turn. Peter Warren claims he sold the business to new owners. When we spoke to them, they confirmed this, telling us they've shut it down after discovering the business had such a terrible reputation.
Mr. Warren, it seems you're running away from your problems.
He'll never run away from this. This will stay with him, and I really hope it does.
Many customers have given up the fight against Peter Warren, but the Zarb family is determined to get their money back, and they are taking him to court.